What does it take to heal your marriage when it's full of resentment and your wife has lost all respect for you? On today's video, you're going to hear how Neil went from arguments, frustration, and an in-house separation to reconnecting with his wife and planning their future together.
When I reached out, I was in an in-home separation. Things were pretty bleak. We had been fighting for years and years, and it was just a real bad. It was like a crumbling marriage, is how I would describe it.
Okay. And what had you tried up until that point? Because yourself and Candace, 10 years together, what had you tried to actually solve the problems in your marriage at that point?
So we had gone to couples therapy, but it really didn't help us at all. It gave us some communication techniques, but we ended up just building more resentment and fighting more. We read a bunch of like marriage improvement books that basically told us to protect ourselves instead of the marriage, and I don't know, nothing was working, like absolutely nothing. We saw multiple therapists, and it was bad.
And why do you think that the therapy wasn't helping? Because I know a lot of men that'll be watching this video, they're like, I would love just for all I need to fix my marriage is for my wife to go to the therapist with me, and then we can finally solve the problems, which is very logical. But you've got the experience of that didn't work for you. So why do you think, in your experience, did counseling and therapy, couple counseling, not work?
Turns out, doing a little soul searching, is that our, for lack of a better word, demons in our past needed to be reconciled within ourselves, and we need to fix ourselves before I can fix anything together. And that's kind of how I turned into the YouTube rabbit hole, so to speak.
That's a dangerous place to end up in, right?
Well, I think I found your video at 2 a.m.
Oh, nice. I'm sorry about that. Having to see my face at 2 a.m. Nobody wants to be seeing that. Okay, man. How long are you in the program now?
So about 3 months, yeah.
Okay. And so you applied for the program. Were there any hesitations about joining?
So I was hesitant about the investment, if I'm being completely honest about it. But I absolutely love the way you described what it was when you're making an investment into yourself, right? So even if you make this investment and you don't save your marriage, so your wife's not willing to reconcile and you can't get it back, worst thing that comes out of it is you're a better person for the next relationship. Should that be where your life takes you. I just really liked how you broke down what the investment was for and about it was improving yourself and raising your standards in your life rather than just focused on clamoring after your wife for days on end without result. I just liked it. So other than the investment, no, but I will say it was worth it.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it, man. And so you did say you went down the YouTube rabbit hole. So it means you probably saw other programs that were out there. So what was it that made you decide to go into the ARC system rather than choosing another program?
So when you described to me the community of specifically the legends, right? And I'm an operations manager in my professional life. So you showed me basically an SOP on what to follow with very strict guidelines. I was like, oh, this man's talking my language, man. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. And I liked the fact that I had to qualify to join. It felt to me like you were protecting a group of individuals, and you weren't just going to let any Joe Schmo in that may bring the level down of what you're trying to achieve. I don't know. It just resonated with me. Like it's when I watched your videos online, when I met you in person like this. I mean, you are the same guy that is talking to me now that was talking to me at 2 a.m. when I couldn't figure out where to go. So I don't know. I just liked it. Mostly it was the community though, and the being vetted and all that kind of stuff. I really liked that.
Gotcha. We do have an incredible community. And now that you've been in there for 3 months, how would you describe the ARC Legends and how have they helped you support you on your journey to becoming that strong, magnetic, independent man with exceptional communication skills?
So the ARC Legends are I'm gonna sound cheesy. They are legit legends. Like those guys are the man, dude. Like I genuinely love them. I mean, those are my bros, man. They're my brothers. So we're all over the world, which is fun. I mean, you got guys that pop up at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? 2 a.m. You know what I mean? It's just it's great. I've had the guys when I'm feeling low, I'll post in the group and they'll support me and bring me back and kind of guide me. And when I'm feeling myself too much, they're real quick to snap me back to reality and say, hell, you're not focused on the right thing, man. It's just really good. I can't stress enough. I think that's honestly the best value of the program. I mean, the actual program is great, but the group of guys that are in it is where it's really at, in my opinion.
Dude, I totally agree with you. So I also think we got a great program, but the secret sauce that cannot be copied is the incredible guys that we have in the group and the vision that we have, our values. Everybody,
Hmm.
I mean, we're all dads moving towards the same goals, creating a legacy in our life. So yeah, it's really really impressive, and I'm excited for the next years to come with the incredible new clients that are coming in. So okay, wonderful. And so how has your experience been in the program over the last 3 months?
So I've had a really good experience. I mean, it's you need to put the work in. Like if I'll say this to anybody that may watch this in the future, if you're going to join it, you just be prepared. You're going to put the work in, but if you do it, it's going to help you, right? So I had I learned I had so many issues that were just so far outside of my marriage. I didn't even know that they were issues. I mean, it's helped me at work. It has helped me at home. It has helped me just with negative thinking. I mean, all kinds of stuff. It's been really good. Um, I love the program. When you're in the program, there are links to videos that will help you meditate and bring you back. And like there's a forgiveness video because I'm so built with anger and resentment with things in life. Like I'm generally an angry guy, not to be weird, but
I hate to say it, break it to you, Neil, but you're a dad. We all
yeah.
are.
So, but I mean, like, there's links to like forgiveness meditations and stuff that I absolutely love listening to when I get real wound up, and it just brings me back down. If you're on one of the checkpoints and you're stuck, there are videos that kind of walk you through it where other men have been there and done that, and you can watch it multiple times. It's a really good. I mean, I love it. I'm rambling on, but I absolutely love it.
Okay, so you found that then that it's a streamlined process, that there's checkpoints, that it's very clearly structured to help you
Yes.
get through. Because I mean, you're 3 months into the program, and I think you're almost done. You've gone through the three pillars. So I mean, the program can be done within 3 to 6 months, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why the program is so effective is because it's streamlined. You
Yes.
don't want to be spending years getting through a program.
No.
We want to get results fast.
No.
Okay, and so what are, if you off the top of your head, what are the kind of three specific benefits that you got from the program?
The best thing that's come out of it is I can effectively communicate with my wife for the first time in years, right? I mean, I can verbalize what I want, you know what I mean, how I want it, and then I can take her response and it not be dramatic or me take it out of context or me assigning a definition to what she's actually saying. Like we can talk, we can really talk now. I mean, I think I was telling you this the other day. We're talking about the future for the first time in years. So it's just great. It's really good. I think the second biggest thing, and I got stuck on this checkpoint. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the most important. You assign your values as a man, right? So what do you want in life? Like what's really important to you, and maybe even more important for me is what I don't want, right? Like what are your negative values? I think is what we talk about in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and I found out that I was actually doing more support to bring in negative values than I was the actual things I cared about. And then I had to reassign it. I mean, I just redefined my whole life sitting there for 2 days doing it. It's just, I mean, it was good. And now it's really just kind of helped the way I process things, right? And right before you do that, I'll go into the third thing is your human needs and understanding the six human needs. I had never heard that. I didn't understand it. I probably thought it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo before I really kind of took the time to look inwards and be like, okay, well, that's actually 100% accurate. And now I found ways, or you provide ways and suggestions to how to show up for yourself and provide yourself the human needs so that you're less dependent on the world around you, which may let you down in those regards. Which then leads me into conversations with my wife about my needs and stuff, and I discover her needs and how we can show up for each other. And I mean, I could ramble on for 30 minutes, but those are probably the three biggest things: the human needs, values, and now I can actually communicate like an adult.
Wow. Like an adult. I love it, man. Because I remember when you showed up on the call with me when you were applying for the program, and you were in a tough place. You know, it was like this in-house separation. It was a feeling of gridlock. It wasn't going anywhere. If anything, it was going in the wrong direction. You said there was a lack of respect there. There was a lack of respect from your wife towards you. You were beaten up pretty bad, if I think it would be fair to say, as you're coming into the program. Reflecting back now, 3 months on, what was the key, when did you notice things starting to shift? And let's forget about for your marriage at the for the moment, because most important it's you. So, how long did it take from joining the program for you to notice a shift, and what was that shift?
Man, after month one, I went through. Man, I can't. It's the emotional mastery. I think the very first pillar that you go through. Um, I learned a lot about who I am that I had never took the time to really figure out, right? Once I was able to do that, I would have a problem. Once I was taught how to have a problem, then diagnose, the emotion, and then just go through the seal. I was like, okay, well, that's where that comes from. And the realization changed my life. It really, really did. And from that moment on, we started to set. Then you get into the mindset. You start setting boundaries and stuff. You start protecting the things that you know you need to protect.
Mm.
And I noticed. I noticed almost an instant reaction to the world around me. Right, at work, at friends, at gas station. I mean, it's just everything changed. And I don't know if it was the way I was looking at it, or maybe people responded to me differently. I really can't tell you. But after month one, everything started to shift. Right, and then it just kept going.
It's because you shifted your energy. You shift your energy. You came in, you were so pent up and frustrated and angry, and you process that through the emotional mastery, then things start to shift in your world, right? And it sounds like a lot
Yeah.
of mumbo jumbo and it sounds woo woo, but I've just seen it happen so many times with you guys coming through the program that you know that this is just the way that life works.
Oh, it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. Like you wait till if somebody's watching this and you're laughing at the tapping, you just wait. You just wait. You're
so,
gonna want it.
so what I'm hearing is you it helped you make that leap in your growth and to feel that shift was having a framework to be able to look at problems, diagnose it,
Yeah.
process it, and come out on the other side of it feeling
Yep.
light and having a new awareness to the problems. Okay,
Mhm.
wonderful. And then you also mentioned about the being able to communicate with Candace again. So what's been key? What have you learned from the arc system that's helped you now, yourself and Candace, be able to communicate so effectively?
So it's less about like there's a pillar about communication where you go into bomb diffusing and triple S framework and all that. And the triple S is probably the best part of that for me, unless you have a super angry wife, in which case you're going to love the bomb diffusion. But for me, it was I learned in the minds in the first two pillars that she was saying things that I was interpreting a certain type of way that it's just not true. It's not real. I was almost making up my own reality of what I thought she was saying. Um, that's not true. You know what I mean? She was just talking about things, and for some reason, I was taking everything so personally, like I was personally insulted by it. You know what I mean? Or she was attacking me, and it had nothing to do with me. Um, I don't know. It was a realization, and once I realized that, um, we could talk about literally anything again. I got my best friend back. You know
That's
what I mean? I
wonderful.
mean, it's I don't know. It's it's like all the resentment that I thought I was carrying. And forgive me for cursing here was horseshit.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It was just all the way I was processing what was being said to me in the world around me.
Yeah.
And once I shifted the way I thought and felt, everything. Now we can talk about anything. I told you earlier. We're talking about the future for the first time, and I can't tell, and I'm very excited about that. If you can't tell, but it's first time in a long time we've done
That's
that.
wonderful.
So
That's wonderful, man.
yeah,
And that's a problem though that a lot of men have. I would almost say everybody has is somebody says something and we can just it could be a normal statement from their point of view. They might be pointing out something about being done wrong at home, and we as men we can see it as blame, as not being good enough, and then we
Yeah.
emotionally react to that, and then it's just we're creating more and more issues, right? We feed into
Yeah.
that. We're having
Yeah.
more of these arguments. So it's wonderful. Yes, you could step back, not take it personally anymore, and actually hear her words, and then have a better conversation. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's one thing then, Neil, that you've learned from the program that wasn't explicitly in the program, but just by being around the Arc Legends, being around, badasses, what have you learned?
So this is probably my favorite thing, and you know, other people's problems are not mine. They're just not. And we can get into another time as to why I feel the need to shoulder the burden of everyone I care about. Um, and there's stuff in the program that'll help you deal with that. But the truth is the fact it's just a monkey off my back. It's weight lifted off of me. Like if somebody's got a problem, that's not mine. Now I'll help you in any way I can, but I'm not going to carry the stress of it. You know what I mean? And that I don't mean to make it. Maybe I'm making it sound cruel. I don't mean it that way. I just, I think I wrote it out in one of the checkpoints. Other people's burdens are not mine to carry, and when you realize that, it just makes you feel so much lighter, and you can move and you can breathe. When I met you first time, I felt like an anaconda had wrapped itself around me, and I couldn't breathe. And learning, figuring that part out that I'm describing, I'm free. I'm just so less bothered by things now, you know.
That's wonderful. Okay, and so what's changed in your life then now? Looking back, Neil, 3 months ago, which is not long in the program, 3 months. What's changed in your life from that place where you're in in-house separation? There was all that frustration. So what has changed in your life? You look at all your life, not just your relationship to Candace, but
Yeah.
everywhere. What's changed, brother?
So for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm in control of my life. Like in real control. Like I'm manifesting the future that I want, and focused on things I want. But before I came in, the world was happening to me. I had a almost borderline victim mentality where I was suffering through the world, and that's not the case anymore. I'm in complete control of everything, and don't get me wrong, my world's not all peaches and cream, but I'm in charge of it, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm a leader. I'm a better leader at work. I'm a better leader for my son. I'm a better leader in my marriage. I'm a better friend because of it. So I don't know. I'm just a different. I'm still the same person. I'm just calmer in a way. I don't know, and I'm in control.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And how is your relationship? So you've hit a lot on your relationship with yourself. So taking the pressure off yourself, realizing what's yours to deal with and what's not. And how has that affected your relationship with Candace?
I mean, we've done I don't want to say 180, but man, we've turned the corner. I mean, she's a lot happier being around me. I'm not a walking ball. I'm not like a walking rain cloud, I guess, anymore. I'm a lot more. I bring a lot more positivity at home, and I mean, she's talking to me now. I mean, there's clear respect there. I mean, she says things to me now, like she thanks me for basic stuff I do that she had never done before, and it's just everything's a lot better at home, a
Okay.
lot better.
Okay. Wonderful. Would you say that the respect and love is back?
I do. I would 100%. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you, man, because that was a big thing coming into the program was to be able to feel that love and have that respect again. So really good job.
Thanks, man.
You working on yourself, loving yourself, um, working on yourself, and having the respect for yourself, and setting boundaries, and how that's changed your world. That's wonderful. So for somebody that's watching this video at the moment, then Neil, what would you say to them? So first and foremost, what type of person do you think would benefit from joining the ARC system?
Any man that wants to better themselves, if you want to become a better person, right? Or if you want to understand why you react to things, and take control of a world you might feel is spinning out of control. This system helped me do that. Um, I would really encourage anybody that wanted to go through this. I don't not want to go. If you want to be a better husband, father, or friend, right? If you want to show up for yourself and you want to let go of all this angst that you're carrying around and reconcile with your wife, or if that's not possible, become a better person for the next relationship that you might, the world might be teeing up for you, because if you don't go through it, if you don't fix yourself, whatever problems you've got in this one, you're going to bring to the next one, man. So you might as well clean up your side of the street now and figure it out. I can tell you that when I showed up, I'm pretty sure I was full blown depressed, and I'm not now, and I never took a pill. So I don't know. That's the best way I can think to describe it. I was weak when I came, and now I'm not. But I'm not an asshole either.
Wonderful, Neil. Wonderful. And what would you say to somebody then that's sitting on the fence, like making a decision about whether they want to apply for the ARC system or not? What would you tell them?
Make the investment in yourself. You need to do it. If think of all the things you're going to invest in if you don't. All right. You need to do this. If you're thinking, if you're on the fence, I would highly encourage you to do it. I was on the fence for probably about a week, maybe two. I don't remember how long, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I would encourage you to do it.
If you're ready to become a strong, magnetic, independent man with exceptional communication skills and get the same incredible results like Neil, you want to watch this next video on how to become irresistible to your wife.